the Ravens signed Dalvin Cook, and I love this. It's a perfect pairing, honestly, if you ask me. Dalvin Cook was wasting away in that putrid Jets offense, career worst in everything this year with the team, low in yards, low in receptions, low in touchdowns. He didn't play a single snap in the game versus the Browns. That was kind of eye-opening, not even kind of eye-opening. That was eye-opening. That was a first ever for Dalvin Cook to not play a snap in a game that he was active in. He wasn't a healthy scratch. He didn't play a snap in that game. Not even 250 or 300 yards rushing this year with the Jets. No sort of action on the offense at all. And I put that on the Jets. I understand he's 28. I understand the life of a running back is very short. And if there's even a shelf life, if you get access to it as a running back. I understand Dalvin Cook's been hurt a little bit for the last couple of seasons, but don't disrespect him like that. He didn't even have 500 yards of scrimmage. Not even 500 scrimmage yards. And I understand the Jets took a very emotional turn at the beginning of the year, fourth play of the season. We know what happens with Aaron Rodgers. And Dalvin Cook even said he went to the Jets because we remember the kind of, not bidding war, but the conversations that were happening in the offseason about Dalvin Cook. And Dalvin Cook chose to sign with the Jets, $7 million, about $6 million of it was in guarantees, and he wanted to play with Aaron Rodgers. He wanted to play with an elite quarterback that gave him a chance to win a championship. And that's exactly why he went to the Ravens. You look at the Ravens, they've been very, very beat up in the backfield. Week 1, J.K. Dobbins goes down. Keaton Mitchell just went down in week 15. Gus Edwards, shout out to him. He's got 13 touchdowns, but he's not really a big playmaker as much as a guy like Dalvin Cook at still 28 years old, I think could come in and be a bigger playmaker than Gus Edwards. And of course, there's Justice Hill, Melvin Gordon. Shout out to the Ravens, man. John Harbaugh could honestly be considered for coach of the year because you lose Mark Andrews, you lose Marlon Humphrey, you lose J.K. Dobbins, Keaton Mitchell's going down. Like, you have just been taking it on the nose in terms of rotating that depth chart due to injuries, and you're the number 1 seed. You're going to play at home all throughout the playoffs. You probably have the MVP who you went through hell and back to get under a contract. And now you come in and sign Dalvin Cook because John Harbaugh sees, and again, I know he's on the practice squad. Let me clear that up. He is on the practice squad, but he will be elevated over the next couple of weeks. And when they host that home playoff game, Dalvin Cook will get at least 12 to 14 carries in that game. Because that's all you need from Dalvin Cook. You don't need Dalvin to come out and be 2018, 2019, 2020 Dalvin Cook with the Minnesota Vikings. Is he still capable of that? I think about 70% of it. And that's enough for him to be in the role that the Ravens brought him in for. Because again, shout out to the Ravens. Their running back by committee has been doing them well. They're the number 1 rushing attack in the league. But Lamar Jackson also, in that same sentence, has 812 yards on the year and leads his team in rushing. There's been 6 times this year that Lamar Jackson has led the Ravens in rushing. Get Dalvin Cook over there. Let him stop wasting away. And honestly, I feel so bad that I didn't even know Dalvin Cook was released. He was unclaimed on waivers. And so the Ravens said, don't mind us. We're already at 13-3. We're already a hell of a football team. We're already the Super Bowl favorites, and Vegas knows it, and we are the best team in the league. So let's pull a Philadelphia Eagles and double and triple down on what we're already good at. Dalvin Cook is still young. I understand he's off a couple of injury-riddled years, but look at the reinvigoration of Christian McCaffrey. This could be Christian McCaffrey to the 49ers 2.0. Dalvin Cook going to the Ravens could turn his career around, and it could maybe be bigger than it ever was with Minnesota. I think Baltimore's a much better ran franchise. Obviously, Lamar Jackson is much better. More of a winning culture. From the Vikings to the Jets, now to the Ravens, I honestly could not be happier for Dalvin Cook to be here. He'll be great behind that Ravens O-line. That Ravens O-line is very solid. They keep Lamar upright. And I just think Dalvin Cook is going to fit very well with the Baltimore Ravens. And I was very pumped when I saw that he got signed and was going to go play for Baltimore. We know that very well. I love the move as well. My Jets wasted him. Yes, they did waste him. He will win a Super Bowl with the Ravens. I hope, man. I really, really hope. He deserves it. He's going to fit in very well. Ravens and the 49ers in the Super Bowl. Yeah, very possible. Call me crazy, but I could see the Cowboys going, not winning. I could see the Cowboys going. And maybe I'm just sniffing that Cowboys poo like people do every year. And they're just saying that it's their season. But just Dallas looks and feels different this year. I could see a Ravens Cowboys Super Bowl. Lamar better show up in the playoffs. Yes, absolutely. Lamar has to show up in the playoffs because that's the knock on him right now. MVP year, flamed out in the playoffs. He put up almost 500 scrimmage yards, but they still lost pretty embarrassingly and convincingly. You could tell from the first few snaps against the Titans that the Ravens were not going to win that game. And they were the 1 seed, and Lamar won the MVP, and they basically took 3 weeks off because Lamar's not playing Sunday. Lamar's not playing Sunday against the Steelers. So we're now going to possibly see that rest versus rust. And for everyone's sake and Lamar's sake, it's got to be rest because if not, we're going to be saying the same things about here's another regular season quarterback who wins these awards and is very talented, but he can't win the big game. And I want Lamar to get that monkey off of his back.